Today we're going to be checking out an LMG that's actually pretty powerful here after the Season 3 Reloaded update. I'm talking about the DGLSW. Not only are we going to do some testing with this thing in the red tier zone, but then we're going to head on into the Dark Aether because I needed to get some MAGA holding and plus some VR11s. And yes, I've seen the comment about the crossbow with MAGA holding, so that's going to be coming. But if you guys are into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking the hell out of that like button for me and subscribing to the channel. We just hit 16,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the insane support here on the channel lately. I can't wait to get into everything about this LMG and just chat it up with you guys for a little bit, but really quick, I do need to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. Now, we definitely got an interesting one for you guys today. I was not expecting this LMG to be as good as it was. As you guys can tell, we're going to be coming in here with a flawless crystal and a legendary ether tool. I want this thing to be absolutely as strong as we can get it, and like you see right here, we're actually doing our Easter egg to make sure we get those back. And it ended up handling itself out here in the red zone really well. I was actually quite impressed, but there was quite a few people out here and almost impossible to grab a contract, so we're going to be heading on into the Dark Aether. Not only that, but because I need some of those acquisitions that you can pretty much only get from here. I haven't been seeing those previous Dark Aether acquisitions pop up in our new one, kind of like they did in the Season 2 Reloaded. So we're going to be going into the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether. Like I said, I need some of those legendary items. From what I can tell already, this thing is handling the Dark Aether zombies pretty well. And even for an LMG, and after I slapped on the biggest mag that I could, the movement on this LMG isn't all that bad. Probably be a smart idea if you did pair it with something like the VR11, give yourself a little bit better movement, or you're able to just run out with your fists out. It's another viable option if you're confident enough. We were actually taking the health off of this Mega Abomination pretty fast. I was actually kind of impressed. I can only imagine if we had a MAGA holding on this LMG, you'd be absolutely unstoppable. This is definitely one of the better weapons that I've tested out after the Reloaded update. Now, who knows if it's actually top or if it's even going to make that top best weapons list, but I do have to say this is a very good weapon, and it is viable if you want to come into the Dark Aether or just hang out in the red tier zone. Do almost anything you want in this game. If you want to use this weapon, you're going to be good to go. Just make sure that you at least got an epic or a legendary ether tool to throw on this thing, and right now with how you can get those legendary ether tools in the red tier zone, you should definitely be farming those up. So who knows, that is incredibly OP, and I know there's probably many people out there that are just like me. My stash is just completely full of legendary ether tools and flawless crystals, so any day now, just be prepared for them to change that. I'm not necessarily saying that I want them to, but be prepared for them to change it. Look at this, we were just stuck behind this dumpster, just cowering behind this thing. Check this out, he had about half of his health left, and it only took us just a couple of seconds to finish this guy off. Power behind this LMG is absolutely amazing, and if you throw on that large mag, you're gonna have 200 rounds after you pack a punch it. I mean, honestly, you can shoot this thing almost forever without MAGA holding. Look at that, there is one of the things that I wanted to get. We ended up getting a VR11 case, and look, we got another legendary ether tool. I would be a little bit more excited to see that thing, but like I said, right now, I just got so many of those things. That does bring me to a question that I wanted to ask you guys. Does it feel like the loot has been like incredibly buffed up since the Season 3 Reloaded update? Because to me, it really feels like it has been. Like, not only do we have that Easter egg where we can guarantee ourselves all those legendary ether tools and flawless crystals, but just getting that legendary loot and just really good stuff out of rewards from even the red tier zone, and also coming into like any of the Dark Aethers, I've noticed it. I mean, the rewards, they're just giving us some of the best loot that you can get in the game. It's just been insane lately. I know that like myself and quite a few other YouTubers, we've been kind of guilty of saying this before when it kind of feels like they've tweaked the loot just a little bit, but I don't know, after this update, it really does feel like they majorly overhauled the loot. Speaking of loot, and like one of the things that we just mentioned a little bit ago, I haven't been finding any of those previous acquisitions inside of this Dark Aether anymore, so that's kind of a sad thing. You're really wanting to be farming up like those golden armor plates or those ether blades, dog bones, you're gonna have to be doing the first Dark Aether if you want the VR11 case or the MAGA holding, or possibly even those blood burner keys, which I don't understand why anybody would want those, but you're gonna have to be coming into here, so on and so forth. Now it does kind of suck because it was cool just being able to come inside of this Dark Aether and being able to farm up any of those classified acquisitions. I thought that was really cool, but I could honestly see why that they did this, just to make people go into each individual ones. Take a look at this, guys, though. This DG is actually handling itself really well inside of this Outlast contract, just fending off all of these Dark Aether zombies without a problem at all. He did set up that sentry gun though, because this contract can honestly be a pain in the ass without it. So I was thinking, guys, what would you like to see for like a final boss to send off this game? Like, I have a feeling within season 5 is probably when we're gonna see like the send-off for this game or this game mode. That's most likely when they're gonna end up completing the story, because while we are in season 6, we're gonna be having the release of the new Black Ops game in October. It kind of only makes sense for them to wrap everything up during season 5. Not like how we're seeing all the creepy Halloween outfits that are coming out right now. I have a feeling that those are all releasing right now because unfortunately during the Halloween time we're already gonna have the new Black Ops game out, and the event's probably gonna be taking place over there, and Warzone and everything else. So I would really like them to do like one big final boss fight, like let us fight something, like even if it was like maybe the Entity or another variation of even another worm, just something for us to fight. Give us another really big challenging boss that's actually going to be hard to complete. I think this game mode at least deserves that before they end up putting it in the dirt. Who knows, like I've mentioned before, I honestly don't think that this game mode is going to be completely 100% shelved. I actually kind of have a feeling that Treyarch might end up using this game mode as like the base for their next Outbreak mode. Like instead of us having Operation Deadbolt in Urzikstan, we would obviously have a different operation, most likely set in Verdansk, which is most likely going to be our new Warzone map. That does seem like the most likely path to me, but I think that they would have to work out some sort of a way of either refreshing the schematics, I mean like either kind of like a wipe, kind of like Tarkov does, where everybody would have to start from the very beginning. They would possibly have to come up with an entirely new system. I don't know, man. I know Treyarch has something up in their sleeves, and I have full faith that they're going to absolutely just come out with a banger this year and give us some absolutely amazing zombies content. I think that not only the fact that we are going to be getting round-based zombies again, along with an open world zombies mode with Treyarch at the lead of everything, just has me incredibly excited. Does anybody else notice when doing these Aether extractors that you can actually glitch these things out now, and just by tapping the buttons sometimes you can actually get them to complete without having to actually sit there and hold it for a few seconds? It's happened to me quite a few times over the last few days, and it kind of confused me at first. I was like, what is happening? And then after I was just like, alright, well, it finishes them up really fast and I don't have to sit here and actually waste time, so that's kind of cool. Look at that, guys. We ended up getting what I really wanted to come in here for, and that is we got a MAGA holding out of this last contract. I was almost thinking there for a second that I wasn't going to get it, and I was just going to have to continuously keep working down that cooldown timer on my schematic. Luckily, we were able to get one, and we got 2 VR11s by coming in here, so I am definitely really happy about the loot that I got on this run. Make my way over to the exfil now. This LMG was actually really fun to use, guys. Definitely say if you've been looking for a good weapon to rock this season, or maybe you just want to try out something else, this would definitely be a good gun to try out. Hell, like I said, if you have MAGA holding and plus like a legendary or an epic Aether tool, you guys are going to be absolutely unstoppable with this thing. We are finally here, and I think that is going to be about it, guys. I greatly do appreciate everybody that took the time out to watch the video. Thank you very much. It does mean the world to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please do drop it a huge like and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.